Hello the internet, my name's Laura and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Planty tools. Okay, so everybody's got their plant space probably. Even if you only have like stuff in your living room or a couple plants in your bedroom or blah blah blah, you probably have plant stuff, right? I definitely have plant stuff. Plant stuff is, by my definition, all the stuff that you use to take care of your plants. They're not actually your plants. And I guess not really the pots either, because like the pots and the plants, like, duh. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of pots or plant stuff that I keep right over here. You guys don't usually see it in the videos, but it's actually right here, and so you'll often see me like reach over here and grab a thing. And so obviously I'm going to show off some of those. I'm gonna bring this whole thing over here if I can pick it up without dropping anything. Okay, I have all of this in this little container. I've got some other stuff too. And then there's other stuff, obviously, that's strewn about because I am not always the most neat of person. You know this about me. Anything else that's right here? Yeah, there's a couple of things. Okay, so first thing I have are my pruning shears. I also have a pair of scissors that you guys probably sometimes see me use with the orange handle. They are somewhere, I'm sure. These guys always manage to go missing because like I take them and I go like snip something and I just like leave them there. I know, because that's me. But anyway, pruning shears. Most of you are probably familiar with them. But these are handy for just taking off dead leaves. These are also handy for taking propagations, you know, you just, snip, snip, snip. Pretty basic, right? But really handy to have, because otherwise, like, I couldn't even imagine doing, that's why I had scissors before I got these shears, because like, it's not really something you can do with your fingers really well, because then you end up crushing the stems. So most of you probably have at least something that works like this. So I also have my beautiful little glass jar that has my beautiful little Q-tips in it. These are super handy, mostly for when I find mealybugs. I also have my isopropyl alcohol sitting next to this container, and I grab a swab, I grab some isopropyl alcohol, and then I wipe off the mealybugs. Not always the best way to treat them because, usually the infestation is actually in the plants, but this is what I do in a pinch, spot check. But yeah, it happens enough that I just have like a little container of these. I also have my little container. This is my isopropyl alcohol spray mix. And I use this when the infestation is a little bit worse. The problem is I don't love using it over here because the spray then gets everywhere. And while it's just isopropyl alcohol and water, it means it basically just turns into water and then it evaporates. I don't like getting it everywhere. So a lot of times I have to go over to my bathroom and spray them in the bathroom so that all of the extra spray is contained, but that's an extra step. So okay, so what else do we have in this adorable little thing here? Black Sharpie. Obviously I've been trying to mark my propagations a little bit better. This is handy for anything that needs marking. Like when I put I have my containers that hold my dirt, so I mark those. If I need to get rid of my address off of packages, I guess that's not a thing that normal people really have to deal with. That's like a YouTuber thing. But anyway, having that, I also have a collection of pens and pencils in here. More than I thought I did, actually. I think I like bring them down sometimes and then they don't go back upstairs. But anyway, for writing. Chopsticks. Chopsticks and other pointy, sticky type objects are awesome for poking holes in soil, digging out little holes for putting roots when you're potting up propagations. The taller ones can be used for actually propping up plants. And then along with propping up plants, I also have collected over time a ton of these guys. I just have them all sitting here like on the edge. And these are super nice for being able to prop up plants, you know, attach plants to things. And I think I had them from, some of them I know I got from orchids that I had. I don't know where I got I don't even know where I got these. But anyway, whenever I find one, I collect it. There's actually one sitting over there too. They're just around. But anyway, super handy for keeping things up. I also tend to collect these little twist ties that like come when you buy packages and or you know stuff, and this is what holds it into the package. Sometimes I use these for plants, not very often. Most of the time I use them for just securing things in place. I have a whole bunch of the wires on my my grow light wires, and then I you know secure those away. They're just very handy to have when you need to secure something like out of the way. I also have little soil things, plant namer, plant identifier strips that you can put in the soil, and then you know what the plant is. I'm not a super big fan of these, like in that, not that I don't like them, but that I don't really use them much most of the time, because either they've come with the plant, like most of my begonias have the ones that came with them because I get them from like Steve's Leaves and stuff, and then I have them already. Same thing with my primulinas, or I don't care. You know, like, it's not that, I don't know. Yeah, it's just not something that I really keep up with, I guess. Most of the bigger things, I kind of know what they are. I mean, like right now I've got one over there in my string of turtles. I mean, I guess if I wanted to know the Latin name of it, then it's on there, but like, yeah. It's not something that I really mess with a lot, but some people I know will probably be like really enjoy, you know, keeping the little tags and all of their guys. And if you really have a lot of plants that look similar and you need to keep track of them, then you definitely need it. But I do not have a whole bunch of that. What else is in this little thing? Oh, I actually have some of these little guys. I guess for the same reason. Oh, these came with some lights that I got, and so I just have them, and I figured I'd keep them around for the same reason. Tweezers. Tweezers are awesome. Because it allows you to like get in there in the plant. Do I have anything that I need to pick? Pick. You know, then you don't have to stick your hand all the way in there. Yeah, this guy needs a little bit of, if you can actually get them. The plant is doing well. Plus it smells like rotting. So anyway, these are super handy for that kind of a thing, right? Getting down in there, getting, you know, pulling out dead stuff without having to like force your fingers all the way in there, right? Also, something that I absolutely love that I have not seen a lot of people have are paintbrushes. And basically what I use these for is when you get, when you pot something up and then the soil gets all in there. I mean, you guys, if you've watched my channel at all, you've seen me using this when I repot. Because like, otherwise, like some people have those little blow things. It's like a little thing and then it squirts out air, like a little, but that just gets the dirt everywhere. Like this allows you to kind of, if you want to flick it, but if you just want it to come off a little bit, you just kind of get it off. And so like I use these all the time. Highly, highly recommend. And these are just, like I do some painting, like minis and stuff, like D&D minis. And so I just kind of had a paintbrush collection, and I don't use these bigger ones a lot. And so they just kind of gravitated down here and I started using them. Let's see. I have a lot of old plant tags in here. Oh, this one's from my Alsobia. This is, hi there, my friends call me Rex. My full name is Begonia Rex. I'm not even sure, maybe I wonder if this came from the $3 begonia. And then I have these fancy tags that Planting Memories gave me 1,000,000 years ago, and they're just so beautiful that I don't want to use them. So they just sit there and I look at them and I'm like, oh, those are so nice. Yeah, Jerry gave me those. I really should use them because he was kind enough to give them to me. But yeah, anyway, I just collect all these stuff in my little jar, and then it just kind of, I have a paper clip. I'm not sure what the paper clip is for. I guess that just kind of got down here at some point. Okay. I think I'm gonna take some of those pens back upstairs now that I am aware that I have more than pens. Okay, so some of the other plant stuff that I have might be a little less obvious. This is a condiment container. Like you can just buy these at like your grocery store, and then I use them for when I have like little, I just need to squeeze out a little. Same thing with spray bottle. This just has water in it. So when I just need to wet something down really quick or something like that, I have a spray bottle with water in it. I also have a spray bottle with neem in it, but I think it's over in the bathroom. I mean, you guys don't really need to see that. It's just a bottle, like yay, only it has the neem oil in it. And I use that when I'm cleaning leaves. Okay. I also have one of these 3-way water meters. I've heard some, I don't know, debate on whether or not these are a good idea. Truthfully, I only use them on my really big plants. Like the ones that are like large, and so, like this, I can pick this up and be like, okay, that's dry, right? But on the really big ones, sometimes you can't tell, like whether it's still wet in it, and if you need it to dry out all the way, that's when I use this. And I mean, I found it to be mostly accurate. I don't use it as law, right? I'm just like in the general area, and it seems to be pretty accurate for that. I've heard people say that they're not accurate, but I don't know. I find them to be accurate. So if you've got a lot of bigger plants and you're not sure about, when they dry out and all that kind of stuff, those are super handy. I also have these microfiber cloths. I have a lot of just towels around that I use when I spill water and stuff. But microfiber cloths are nice for cleaning off leaves because you don't get a whole bunch of like lint and crap. You just. I think I got these at Home Depot. I think I just got like a pack of microfiber cloths. They're not hard to find, I don't know. They get dirty. I washed them, and then, I mean, that just didn't come off the last time I washed, but they're clean, so works really nice. Also, my takeaway container. I did it again, carry out. I always come up to talking about these and I'm like, I need to not use the British term. And then I come up and I'm like, takeaway container. I'm like, no. Not that there's anything wrong with calling it a takeaway container. I do have British followers. Hello, British followers who know exactly what takeaway is. Carry out containers. Lots of carry out in these days of, pandemic. And a vast majority of these are recycle number 5, which we cannot recycle in our area, and I don't think it's very easy to in general. But using these as propagation trays, super awesome. I have, if you've watched any of my other videos, I have them like everywhere because they're literally perfect for that. Okay, let's go. Oh, you know what I want to, getting container, Tupperware. This is a hefty, but it doesn't need to be name brand, just a plastic container. Super awesome for keeping soil in. I also have containers that I keep my bags of my, just individual mixes or individual bags of dirt accoutrement in containers just to keep them organized. You can also use, I have not gotten to this level yet, obviously, but you can also use these for propagation. Obviously, it is a big plastic thing. I think the problem with that, is that most of these have opaque tops, and so you have to make sure that the light can come in from the sides because it's not obviously going to be able to come in from the top. But they work really great. You would probably get a not quite as deep a one if you're going to do propagation stuff. Broom. Actually, where is my? I have a broom. I also have a the little handheld dustpan, and it is somewhere. I really should have cleaned up a little bit before I taped this video, but I don't know. Maybe you guys like watching me flail around. Anyway, I have linoleum in here, and so brooms are essential because I get dirt everywhere all the time. You people who have your plants in a place that has carpet, how do you do it? Do you just vacuum all the time? It's gotta be crazy. Because I get dirt everywhere. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm messier than other people. I don't know. But seriously, I see some people who have their plants in a nice room with carpet, and I'm just like, you must have to vacuum all the time. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Okay, so, broom, super handy. I guess if you have a little handheld vacuum, that would probably work, right? I have, every once in a while, I bring the vacuum down here to get under all the little bits, because I can't really see under there. You're awesome. Okay, we are, I think that's everything I have over here. Any watering cans? So I have my big watering can for massive watering, and then I recently got this little one, and I've just been loving it because on all my shelves, the big one just couldn't get there. So don't underestimate having multiple sizes of watering cans for multiple needs. Also this. I used to use these, but these don't hold quite enough water. I'm much happier with this. But multiple sizes of watering can are super awesome. Okay, and then, got a couple other things I want to show you guys. So we're gonna have to move though. Okay, so I admit I'm kind of lucky. I literally have the basement for my plants, and I have this utility sink that is just super handy for watering plants, and it gets dirty and whatever. But the thing that I wanted to show you guys are these little shelves here. which I use, like I can put a plant on it. Here, look, a convenient plant. I can put a plant on here and water it because I have a little, this guy. And water it, and then it can drain out and you just sit there and drain. Which is just super handy for when you need to water stuff. I know, you know, having a utility sink is either something you probably have or you don't have, but getting some sort of a thing with slats or, you know, holes in it that you can put over your sink. And then I think I've seen it done with, wood, just little wood planks where you like set the wood planks across and then you balance it on there. You know, just something to have it so that your plant can just sit over top of your sink and then you can water it and then it'll just drain straight through. It's super handy. And I have these from, walking over here. I put up some shelving. I finally put up some shelving in here. And then I had to cut these down so they would fit in here. And so the leftover I ended up using for that. I also, again, I'm very lucky. I have my own bathroom. And I had a leftover piece of shelf and PVC. And so I just kind of stuck it across the toilet in here. And I can put plants on there and then I water them with the shower. And then it's just, so you can see the little leaves and stuff all in the bottom there. That's my neem oil bottle, in case you really needed to see that. Yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys is, I mean, you've probably seen them in my videos, but for anybody who's just watching these videos, I have these PVC structures that I have built. You know, I cut this all down, and then I use them to hang grow lights on. And then, you know, I have a table here so that it's not super, and, you know, I have this for hanging baskets and whatever like that. But, like, this is a nice way to put a grow light over plants, right? Without having to, like, I mean, it costs a little bit because you got to buy these little guys and, like, you know, put it all together or whatever. And truthfully, I've been meaning for, like, ever to paint these as well, because I could paint them and then they wouldn't look like PVC pipe. I have not quite gotten around to that, but, like, if you're like, oh my God, they're so ugly, that's definitely an option too. You don't have to, you know, count that out. But I have that one, and then I have that one over there that I use and I just hang grow lights on it, and then the plants just sit there and they are happy, and it you know, it works out really well for me. So that is another planty thing. All right, so that is basically what I have for planty things. At least the major ones. Obviously, I've got just, if you're a planty person, you probably also have, like, there's just pots everywhere. Every once in a while I actually clean up, it's true. But that's just life, isn't it? But anyway, hopefully maybe some of those gave you some ideas of things that you would like to have, you know, for your own planty stuff. Takeaway containers are also very handy for using as drip trays. If you don't want to buy the drip trays like from, you know, like buy the ones that they have, the little saucer ones from like Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. If you guys have any like planty accoutrement things that you use that you think would be really handy, that would help other people, go ahead and stick those in the comments. I would love to, you know, find out about other stuff that I could use to make my planting experience more easy. Like, seriously, I would almost like to have a Roomba down here. The problem is that I leave crap on the floor all the time, so I don't think the Roomba would be that effective. It would not even be able to get in here right now. Sure. But anyway, like I said, if you've got anything, let me know, because I love learning about new stuff. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully this gave you guys some ideas. And so if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you would like to see more stuff from me, myself and I, go ahead and subscribe and stick around. And thank you guys for spending some of your time with me today. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.